Good morning, everybody. I wanted to read Gracia Delva's letter. It wasn't a resignation letter, but it does kind of show you the magnitude of the time that it is for him, because let's see what happened. There was the news came out, but on top of that, one of his senators the day before, Patrice Dumont. Let's see if I can pull up that piece. He comes out and says, "Hey, this guy should not sit here. He should not sit among us." And Dumont is right, because it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. Let me see. Let's take a look at him. All right, everybody. Here. Oh, that's me talking. I shouldn't have made that. Yeah, this the Patrice Dumont piece. He wrote a letter. And just said, this guy should not be among us this way. So, and as well, the story hit Miami Herald. Let me tell you something. If I think that played a big role. Like if it was just among the Haitian press, no, you probably don't get this letter. But it hit the Miami Herald. Yo, listen. It's terrible. All right, so let's take a look at this letter. Now, it was written in French, and I actually prefer to read it in French, and I can't read French. That's the funny part about it, because I don't read French well, but I'd rather hear it in French, because it was a lot of BS to me. And I think, speaking in that language, the BS sounds a lot nicer, and I get a nice little kiki. It's funny just hearing it. But yeah, I guess. Oh, here we go. He writes to the Senate President Carl Murat Cantave. He says, "Honorable President, il ne s'agit point d'un secret pour quiconque que ces derniers jours, l'insécurité et la question des bandes armées occupant le devant." Like, let me just tell you what he's saying in English, and you'll know what kind of BS we're talking about. "It is not a secret for anyone in recent days. Insecurity and the issue of armed bands occupy the front of the scene in Haiti." So I'm proofreading this as we go through, and obviously this is bad. But he's basically saying it's no secret that insecurity and talk of gangs is occupying the front of the scene in Haiti. And it's like, I don't understand I don't understand why he opened up with that. Like, that, to me, opening up with that seems like you wish it to be something ignored. Like, as if, I don't know if he's saying that this doesn't really exist by mentioning it, or this just now started to exist, or I'd like to understand, what he means by bringing this up. Because to me, it sounds like he's saying, yeah, this came out of nowhere, man. This thing about gangsters and thieves in Haiti and blah, blah. Well, it's always been the case. It's just now there's some guns. There's some guns. Like, there were guns, a lot of guns taken off the streets when Minusta was here. There were still guns out there, but it wasn't as much. They were taking them all out off the streets. They were having a bunch of people bring them in, and they would destroy them. But we all know under Tet Khaled, a lot of guns started going through. They arrested the former Director General of the Police, Godson Orleans. He's a very woods guy. He wore pink T-shirts while on official business. So pink polos. So now we have a lot of guns in the country. So these same characters that were already doing what they were doing, now they got a lot of guns and a lot of big guns. Okay, so yeah, and it's under your watch. Well, we know you're involved, so it's like, bruh, like who are you fooling, man? The last haul of the National Police of Haiti, having led to the capture of the leader of gang, Arnel Joseph, is unfortunately used by craftsmen of the politicalary. I like this word, politicalary. It's like he's trying to say the political class is a mafia. I'm going to use that word. Very good. To try at all costs to get involved in the criminal activities of the latter. So he's saying that, this recent arrest of the gang leader is unfortunately being used by craftsmen of the political class to try at all costs to involve me. That's actually what he said. He said in French, to implicate me in the criminal activities of the latter. He's saying that it is a political class that's trying to implicate. Bruh, you don't even have to say that. You don't even have to say this, like that they're trying to do this. You could just say you're not involved. That I don't see here. And that's telling. That I don't see here. Like, that's all you had to say was, I have nothing to do with this guy. I don't know this guy. I've never called him out. That's all you got to say. If that's not the case, then you describe the nature of your relationship with a person. And even in that case, you would possibly have to still go explain that in front of a judge. But that's what you could do here. When people came to you and asked you, yeah, we're going to get Gracia together today. Let's get them together. When people came and asked you, hey, they over here saying this about you. Everybody, listen. It was months ago that another Senator Zokiki, came and said that this guy's having conversations with this guy, with the most wanted man in Haiti. You didn't have anything to say then. You had nothing to say. Months. You could have came out and said, look, nah, I'm not involved, or I denounce these acts, or your boy Arnel Joseph was going on radio. He was provoking the police. Y'all can't touch me. We got all the guns. We got all the power. And that was simmering the whole time in the back. Oh, but you stay on the phone with these guys. So it's not now. It's not today they trying to implicate you into anything. All right? And you don't even got to say any of this. You could have just said, I don't have nothing to do. Because see, what it is, you're in communication with a criminal. That's where it starts. It's not whether you did something or not, whether you conducted something or not. You should not even be in that type of a relationship with someone like that. Be in a relationship with somebody who's like, trying to do something, like trying to establish a business in your department, or with the leader of an organization who could probably you know, bring in investors. Those are the people you should be on the phone with. But you're on the phone with somebody who's out here robbing people, killing people, kidnapping people. That's what it is. You don't even got to say all of this. So, yeah, let's continue. These groups whose only purpose is to destroy the personality, the person, and the name of all those who seek to make a contribution to national construction disregard the notion of the presumption of innocence and find an entire apparatus, institutional apparatus, helping them in their dirty business. You don't even got to say all this. Like I said, none of that matters. Answer the charges. Yo, like really, I feel like, the more and more I read this, because, I went to bed last night. I was actually going to do this video last night. I decided to go to bed. I woke up. I'm a little, I have my tea this morning. It's black tea. I would have preferred green, but this is pretty nice. And yeah, and I'm beginning to get worked up as I was last night. I thought I'd calm it down with a good night's rest, but I'm getting worked up. You don't have to say any of this. None of this is necessary. You just got to answer the questions, and you have it. Man, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I got time. In my capacity as Senator of the Republic and Vice-Qaester of the Senate, for anybody that doesn't know, you could Google it, but it's kind of like the treasurer or vice treasurer. In my capacity and with a view to protecting the image of this prestigious institution and safeguarding my honor, I see how infinitely grateful I am to inform the other members of the Bureau and the honorable senators of the Assembly of my unavailability to continue to sit as Vice-Qaester of the Bureau until all the light is given around this issue. In the meantime, I venture to inform you that I am glad to respond favorably to any invitation from a judge, instructor. That has, like, and it's out of order. Like, that's not even anything you got to tell. See, yeah, like, that's something that you're going to go talk to the judge that you made yourself available. Now, later on, President Cantave, the Senate president, he would say, that you asked him for permission or authorization to meet with judges. But really, it just looks like you're just throwing that in just to make yourself sound good. That's what it sounds. That's what it looks like, Gracia. It looks like you're just throwing that in to sound good. And it wasn't necessary. I'm telling you all what I've given you the points that you need to explain. The truth, Mr. President, will always triumph. I renew to you, Honorable President, my patriotic greetings. Yeah, so, Gracia, like, this letter smells guilty. That's what it comes off as. Guilty, because you can't explain anything. Just say you never made those phone calls. If you can't say that, like, why wouldn't you address it? That's where I would start. Why wouldn't you address it when why would you think it's okay that, it could be said that you're communicating with that guy, but you don't think it's okay. You thought it was okay for your name to be cited like that, but you don't think it's okay for you to be cited as being involved in those acts. Like, what are you talking about? You should not let yourself get that far. You should be like, okay, it's not okay to be dealing with criminals or suspected criminals. Period. What is he, your cousin? Like tell us that. Maybe he's your cousin. he may have lost his way or whatever. He's your little cousin. He doesn't know any better. Maybe you used to date his mother or something, or back in the days, in your mas compa days. And maybe your kid may not be your kid, but who cares? You gonna treat him like family. It could be any of that, but you didn't say none of that. And this guy was going on radio talking about how can't nobody touch him, he holding it down. So it's not now. It's not now. You should even, and then you don't even address it. Still, this smells guilty, and and it's true. We don't hold court in the public forum, but we can talk about it because the other day you said these things cannot be discussed in public. If you're talking for yourself, yeah, maybe you don't need to discuss them in public. But if you're not going to discuss them in public, then you know where you got to discuss them at. No, either way, you're going to have to discuss them in front of a judge. But, and that's what comes next. Now, did he have to resign? Does he have to resign? The thing about it is, the short answer is no, because formal charges haven't been brought forth. So do I think he should resign? I would say no. But the fact that I know formal charges will not be brought, and the reasons they won't will have nothing to do with whether he is involved or not. So, see, right now, you can't really have, when you're talking about a high-profile person like this and he doesn't actually have his hands dirty in the crimes, there need to be grand juries and indictments. When we talk about that, we don't talk about, when we talk about persons at this level, that could be involved in crimes, we don't talk about, okay, you did this, yeah, your hands, your fingerprints here, we're going to arrest you. No, what you do, you have yourself a jury that's kept in secret. The whole investigation is kept secret, so we're already screwing up there. There's a judge, that's all kept secret. Everybody meets up. They have themselves a little court, and the jury decides whether or not we will indict. And that indictment serves as a charge for a crime. And then things could move forward. So we are plenty steps away from being in a position where we could, justifiably ask for his resignation and his arrest. But the only thing's keeping us from there, from what it sounds like, with, the head of the police saying 98% confirmed. The only thing keeping us there is because is the hard work. Is the institutions capable of doing that? And that, again, is another problem that needs to be addressed. So we can't expect that to happen. So that's why I say, yeah, he ought to resign, because this is as good as a charge of a crime that you're going to get. But technically, he does the standard. It hasn't been met. So that's that. I mean, I do think at this point he did one step. Now we got to wait for what, if anything, formal can come from the investigations. Because that's what you need. If there's an report, if there's an official report from the institutions out and it cites his name, I think right then and there he should understand that he can no longer serve the country and resign. And he has to be okay with that. But, because we're not going to get, real charges. We're going to get something like that at best. At best. And that's a shame. So a lot of things to work on, folks. A lot of things to work on. Like, share, send this to your friends, and keep up. Oh, and we're also on YouTube. So check out Haiti Sentinel on YouTube. I don't want to go through it. The Cash App. We got the Patreon. So, all right.